What's up, Star Wars nerds? And on this edition of Hyperdrives, I finally got my Ghost HasLab figures back from the grader, so I want to share that with you. Plus, I want to go over 10 characters from Star Wars Rebels that I would like to see in the vintage collection. But first, I just want to remind you that March Madness is almost concluded. We had our Final Four voting on Friday, March 21st, and on Saturday, March 22nd. The results of those came in, and we actually had Mara Jade taking out Baze Malbus, and we had Asajj Ventress taking out Crosshair. Now, I was not surprised to see Asajj take out Crosshair to go to the championship because Asajj has done very well in past brackets. A lot of people want to see Asajj, so that was no surprise to me. But Mara Jade not only making it all the way to the Final Four, but actually taking out Baze Malbus was a shocker. Now, I love Mara Jade, and I'm a huge Heir to the Empire trilogy fan, and she didn't quite make my top 25, but she was definitely in my top 50. Definitely a cool character I would love to see, but absolutely shocked that she beat Baze Malbus from Rogue One. But it does set up a cool championship matchup between two ladies, Mara Jade and Asajj Ventress. I really think Asajj will bring this home, but Mara has obviously proven me wrong in the past, so we'll see what happens. So this coming Monday, March 24th, be sure to head over to the SWTVC Instagram page, click on that link tree to take you over to where you can vote for your most wanted all-new TVC figure between Mara Jade and Asajj Ventress. Alright guys, so you may already know that I do partake in getting figures graded every now and then, and when it comes to modern figures, I generally get stuff graded that's exclusives or just stuff that's really special to me. But when it comes to HasLab figures, I always get graded. These are my previous HasLab graded figures. I've got the Mandalorian Razor Crest figures here. We got the loose graded Mando, it got a 95, and then we've got the Off-World Jawa Elder that got a 95. And then we've got the Grogu, which for some reason got an 85 plus. Obviously, Grogu did not get the memo to have straight 95s. That one drives me nuts. And then there's my Yak Face from the Katana Sail Barge. Unfortunately, this one got an 80 because when it was on its way to the grader, the bubble partially came off. And so that was really unfortunate. But there's all my previous HasLab figures. Now, the latest HasLab figures finally arrived back from the grader. I'm talking, of course, about the Rebels figures from the Ghost HasLab, plus Sabine and Chopper, which are part of the same series, but not part of the HasLab. That was really strange. We won't get into that. So let's take a look at what I got. We'll start with the non-HasLab figures, Sabine and Chopper. Here is Sabine Wren, one of my absolute favorite figures of 2024. She is an awesome, awesome figure. Really love this one. And she came back with a grade of a 90 plus, which is good. I'm happy with that. Card got a 90, Bubble got a 95, figure got a 95. I'll take it. Really, anything 90 and up, I'm pretty much happy with when it comes to modern figures. This is VC332, and it's just a beautiful looking card back, and it really pops in that acrylic. All right, so we're off to a pretty good start with Sabine Wren. So now let's bring in the other half of that 2-pack, and it is Chopper. Love Chopper. On this one, they packed in 2 of the Loth Cats, and there he is in his Rebels animated look, and I got a 90 plus again for Chopper. Card 90, blister 95, figure 95, exact matching grade as I got with the Sabine, which I'm good with, especially since those two came together. He is VC333, and I love that purple used on this one. And another pretty good score. All right, so let's go to the actual HasLab exclusive figures, and we're going to start with Hera Syndulla, and I gotta say I got a pretty good grade on this one, 95, and look, it's a 97.1, so awfully close to an amazing 95 plus. This is the Has003 number, and she's got the light green name pill. Looks really good. I'm very excited for this 95 grade on Hera. All right, so I'm going to go through these in order of HasLab number. And so that means next up is Ezra Bridger, another very cool card back. Now, Ezra comes with a Loth Cat as well, but my favorite part about the HasLab version of him is he comes with that customized Scout Trooper helmet. But speaking of high scores, my gosh, this is the highest graded figure I've ever gotten, a 95 plus. The score is actually a 98.3. That is about as good as it gets, guys. Of course, straight 95s for the sub scores, but I am just over the moon that I actually got a HasLab exclusive figure in such a high grade. 95 plus is a very rare score to get. I've never gotten one this high. I double checked with my friend John Rula, Action Figure Grader on YouTube, and he confirmed for me that yes, even with CAS, 95 plus grades are very rare. So really excited to not only get such an amazingly high grade, but to get it on a HasLab exclusive figure is just extra special. Now, that all being said, this may be attributed to how well Hasbro packed these figures in this HasLab, and so you may see much more 95 pluses show up for these Rebels figures. I haven't seen anyone else's grades on these yet. It's still pretty new. So we'll see. Maybe there'll be a ton of 95 pluses out there because of how well they were packed. Next is another one of the best figures of the year for 2024. It is Kanan Jarrus. Absolutely love this figure. Love the regular TVC release as well. He's got the swappable heads on this one and the mask. Really, really cool figure. And got a pretty good grade on this one. Another 90 plus, similar to the Sabine and Chopper. Card 90, blister 95, figure 95 for the sub scores. He has 005, and I love that kind of teal blue they used for Kanan Jarrus. Really cool color. Another great figure, another great card back. Let's move on to the next one. All right, next up is the big dude, Zeb Aurelios. Really cool figure. The TVC release of this figure was my figure of the year for 2024. And on this HasLab version, he's got a different head sculpt where he's actually smiling. But notice how they're able to fit this large figure and his large accessories in a regular bubble on a standard card back, further proving that you don't need to have those large deluxe cards for deluxe figures. But I think I've beaten that subject to death. The score was a little bit disappointing. It was only a 90. It got a card 90 and a blister 90, figure 95. So I guess the blister had something on it I can't really see. Maybe there's some scuffing or something I missed. So a little disappointed that it just got a regular 90 and not the 90 plus. This was the lowest score of all the figures I got, but it's still good. Like I said, anything 90 and above is a great score for a new figure. It has 006 as the number on it, and it is just another fantastic looking figure and card back. And there's all of them together. Great looking set. I really enjoyed how Hasbro put these together using that mural art for the card backs. And here's what they look like displayed above my Ghost. All right, so with me getting my Ghost crew figures back from the grader, it got me thinking about the other Rebels figures I'd like to see in TVC. So I'm gonna very quickly run through my 10 most wanted figures for TVC from Star Wars Rebels. And of course, I'm going to start off with an honorable mention. I've got to do it. I know it's cheating, but I actually had 11 that I came up with, so I got to throw in an honorable mention. And that honorable mention is Rex. I mean, who doesn't love Rex? And in Rebels, we got to see a much older and a bit heavier version of Rex. Still has a heart of gold, still the great soldier he always was. And so definitely want to see him in the line. And kicking off the top 10, I've got Ezra Bridger from Season 1 and Season 2. Obviously, we already have Ezra, but we really need his Season 1 and Season 2 look because it's just so much different with his hair and everything. And if we ever want him to interact with Season 1 or Season 2 exclusive other characters, definitely need Season 1, Season 2 Ezra Bridger. Next up at number 9, I have Governor Price. She is one of the main villains of the show. I like to see a few more female officers brought to TVC. And she was a great character, really good villain on the show, so definitely want Governor Price. Next up at number 8, I have Rook, Thrawn's henchman. Really cool character, big fan of his from the Heir to the Empire trilogy. They did him a little dirty with how they drew him and how they portrayed him in Rebels versus Heir to the Empire, but still a very cool character. Gotta have him to go with Thrawn. Next, we definitely got to get some Inquisitors from Rebels in the line, and so at number 7, I have Fifth Brother. This was a very menacing Inquisitor, and much cooler than the live-action version that he was portrayed as in Obi-Wan. And they never gave us that Kenobi live-action version of the Fifth Brother, so they might as well just go straight to the Rebels version. As far as I'm concerned, the animated version is way cooler anyways. Next up, you can't have the brother without the sister, and so I've got 7th Sister as number 6 on my list. Very cool Inquisitor, probably my second favorite Inquisitor after the Grand Inquisitor. Really sleek, really cool. Definitely want her, and I want a swappable head with helmet down and helmet up. Guys, I still love Mandalorians. I still want more Mando figures, and I love the character of Finn Rao, so I've got him here at number 5. I really enjoyed the story arc with Finn Rao, and I really liked that character, and he just looks really cool, so would love to have him as a figure. Coming in at number 4, I have the Rebels version of Ahsoka Tano. Ahsoka transcends several Star Wars media. She is a huge character, and she's a very important part of the Rebels series. She's basically one of the crew, so we gotta have Ahsoka. Another important bad guy who actually ends up becoming an ally is Agent Kallus. I have Kallus at number 3. Another really cool character. I think they could easily make this figure and he would look really cool with his armor. Gotta have Kallus. One of my favorite new characters created by the Rebels series was the Grand Inquisitor. Now I know we already have a TVC Grand Inquisitor, but it's based on the Kenobi live action version, and I just didn't care for that version. It was a great figure. I just didn't like the way his head looks, didn't seem right to me. I really want one that is more true to the Rebels series. It would be an easy one to make. They could probably just reuse the body and just fix the head. I don't care how they do it. Just get us the Rebels version of Grand Inquisitor. And at number 1, I have the Old Master version of Maul from Rebels. I really enjoyed how they explored the Maul character on Rebels. That was a great arc. And who didn't love his final showdown with Obi-Wan Kenobi? That was just a beautiful scene. Very well put together, and it's just a great version of Maul. I would love to see him make this figure with the no shirt, but then have the cloak to be able to put over him. It's got to be a soft goods, I think. Maybe they could use some kind of combination of soft plastic, but I think they could do a really cool version of Maul for Rebels. All right, there's a final look at my 10 most wanted figures from Rebels in the Vintage Collection. Let me know in the comments which Rebels figures you most want. Thanks for watching.